Yadav from Bhopal Angels to please be on the stage and have a seat. Yes. May I request Shivaji sir to please welcome and esteemed dignitaries on the stage with the ceremonial shawl. Firstly, I request to please welcome with the shawl Ms. Harshika Paliwal, BYT Capital. Welcome ma'am, thank you so much for joining. Once again, I request to Shivaji sir to please welcome an esteemed dignitary, Mr. Jimmy Shikpadia from Growth Sense on the stage. Welcome, sir. I request one more time and Mr. Shivaji to please welcome with a shawl, Mr. Mayuresh Raut from C Fund on the stage, please. Welcome, sir. And in the last, I request one more time, Mr. Shivaji, to please welcome Mr. Vivek Krishna from Sukham with the help of shawl on the stage, please. Thank you so much. Yes, very warm welcome, Dr. Abhay Yadav, sir, from Bhopal Angels. One more time, may I request to Mr. Shivaji to please welcome our dignitary on the stage with the ceremonial shawl. Thank you so much. Thank you. As I say before, today's topic on the panel discussion opening is the empowering women and rural entrepreneurs. So we have on the stage our dignitaries, and let's continue with this panel discussion. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Hey everyone, my name is Vivek. I'm the founder and CEO at Sukham. It's a men's wellness company which has now gone into other products as well. I was on Shark Tank season 3. It's a consumer brand. Majority of our consumers come from tier 2, tier 3 cities. So before we start the panel, I'd like all of you all to just introduce yourself to the crowd as well so that they also connect with us.
Hi everyone, I'm Harshika Paliwal, BYT Capital. It's beyond, it's what we are doing as deep tech investments. And we are a $25 million fund. We invest about $500,000 to about $1 million in startup. And I was born and brought up in Nagpur, so really good to be back here.
Hi, my name is Mayuresh Raut. Run a venture capital fund called C Fund. We do a lot of deep tech. Frankly, I'm wondering what I'm doing on this panel. We don't do rural. We obviously want to look at women founders. But I hope to bring our perspective of what we look for. It's absolutely crucial for our emerging ecosystems to start contributing to what we as a nation are trying to do. I come from these parts, from Maharashtra, so there's no reason why all you young folks can't do what the Bangalores, the Chennais, the Hyderabad's, the Mumbai's of the world are doing. Hope to add some value to this conversation.
Hello everyone, Jimish Kapadia this side. So I run a Growth Sense Venture Capital Fund, which is an angel fund. We invest in the early stage. We can be a first or second check in the company. Already invested in over 15 companies from the fund. Typical, it's a sector agnostic. We invest 2 to 4 crores as of in the first round, and also top it up in the following round. Thanks.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Abhay. I'm intervention cardiologist by profession. We used to run Bhopal Angels. It's a community of doctors who support researchers to find drug discoveries and mostly development of new drugs.
So before we go ahead, because I'm a founder and you're all investors, और हम आपको हमेशा ढूंढते ही रहते हैं किसी ना किसी forum पे. So for all the young people out there, I'd first like to ask the most relevant question with the topic. What is the representation of women and rural entrepreneurs in your portfolios or upcoming deals?
So from the current fund, let's say we have deployed in around 5 startups till now, and we have a pipeline of around 4 more. So out of these, only 2 have a, let's say, equal or almost a co-founder as a woman representation right now. So specifically in deep tech, in STEM in India, like the number of women that we have is about 65% compared to global average, but still women actually founding any startup and working on deep tech on the long version and actually not, actually continuing and making it a work which is actually fundable is kind of very, very less. On and all, if we look at deep tech, I don't think more than 10% is the representation in the startups that we have looked around.
What is the representation? Look at the panel itself. We have one lady and 4 male. That's unfortunate reality across our investor class, across the fund, across our portfolios. We're all struggling, not for lack of talent, but we need to try harder. I think it'll be in the 10 to 15% range in terms of women founders. Rural, I think, let's categorize it as emerging ecosystems. We've been in emerging ecosystems since 2018, 2015 in fact. We started with Kerala. In 2015 we started Odisha 2020, and then we started Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat in 2024. Our last fund, we had almost 50% of our portfolio companies from emerging ecosystems. And you got to be aware of the fact that talent has no specific geography, right? I mean, you can go and find talent everywhere. In fact, if anything, some folks like us are venturing out in emerging ecosystems because you can't keep fishing in the same shallow pond, right? Most of you, even if you start here, at some point will be forced to move to a Bangalore, to a Hyderabad or a Chennai, because that's where the talent is, that's where the ecosystem is, that's where the money is. But I can promise you the next set of, I hate the word unicorn, but the next set of successful founders will come from emerging ecosystems like this.
So I am coming from Gujarat, right? I was based in Bangalore, shifted back to Ahmedabad, now staying my base in Ahmedabad, still settled between Ahmedabad and Bangalore. So including the fund in the earlier angel platform, we have done over 65 investments. If I say total female founders specific, it would be 28%, but still in my opinion, it's less. But last few, 8-10 months, investment what we have done, out of that, lot of female founders where we have invested. And I'm not saying it's a solo founder. That could be one founder will be, female founder and one is a male founder, right? And rural, maybe, so I'm coming from the location there also, Ahmedabad, whether we call it tier 2, tier 1, tier 3, but at the end of the day, there are a lot of other part of Gujarat, which is North Gujarat also you see. Lot of things are coming up, right? Sashikant sir mentioned about 50-50-50, right? This is, common, becoming common now in most of the cities, right? If you go to, say, Bhopal is also doing similar thing, which, other part is also doing the similar thing. So yes, I think female founders numbers are picking up, but yes, it's way to go. People will have to work, on that aspect specifically.
As I'm coming from research background, I have seen a surge of almost 25% of researchers as a women. Doing research in drug discoveries, basically. We have done a tuberculosis research. So in that particular research, almost 75% of the women have done great job by arranging perfect data for genetical sequencing. And they haven't done any mistakes in the reading of that particular data. So it's really great, but we still need a lot to.
So I'll first start with Mayuresh here, because you touched upon a very good point saying that talent discovery, talent is not a problem in India, be it whatever sector, vertical, gender. So what do you think is the bigger problem? Or iske two phases the question ke. First is it a perception problem when it comes to women and rural entrepreneurs, both in the VC and founder? Because my co-founder is my wife now. So we were first co-founders and then we got married. So it's very difficult for her to manage, right? And it was very difficult for her to establish a relationship with vendors also, because perception problem tha. औरत से नहीं करते थे काम. And I come from Delhi, by the way, South Delhi. So वहाँ पे भी ये problem है. तो tier 2, tier 3 में तो बहुत होगा. So do you think it's a perception problem or it is an access problem as well?
Perception किसके नजरिए से?
The world, as well as how women and people coming from smaller towns self-perceive themselves.
I think so. देखो, आज कोई भी take Akola, Amravati, I don't think all these kids lack for access to information, access to, I mean, just go on any MOOC course and you can sitting here, do a course sitting out of Harvard, Stanford. I don't think that is a problem. One problem जो इन लोगों को आता है, जिनका first language English नहीं होता है, is the diffidence कि यार एक तो पहले pressure होता है कि investor है, investor कोई भगवान नहीं आपके जैसा ही है, पर सबसे पहला तो investor से बात करना, ऊपर से वो अंग्रेजी में बात करेगा और मैं मराठी या हिंदी में बात करूंगा. I can promise you, this is going to end. Very soon we are going to have near time, real time translation services, right? So you'll be speaking in Marathi or any southern language, and that is not going to be a barrier. By all means, the one thing I'll tell you is, भले ही बंदा अंग्रेजी में बात कर रहा हो, हिंदी तो सबको आता है. By all means, talk in the language that you are comfortable with. Just because एक इन लोगों को भ्रम होता है कि साला जो अंग्रेजी में बात करता है वो हमसे स्मार्ट होता है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. What we tell you is, you should be able to portray a story, a future, and by all means talk in your language. The other problem which women have had, and it's not just a tier 2, tier 3 phenomenon, even in our big cities, a lady is not only supposed to do a day job, but she also has to go back home and take care of the family, right? So when we finish this, we'll go head out, coffee piyenge, beer piyenge. Can the women do that? But they have to find other ways to reach out to us, right? But as I said, it is not for lack of trying from the part of rural entrepreneurs or women. Investors like us have to make more of an effort. We have to adjust to what their constraints are. And this is it's shameful even in this day and age that all of us have the same problem. That 15 to 20% is the number that we are struggling with, and we just can't move beyond that.
So I fully agree with, Mayuresh. So I'll tell you one story. So we invested in one of the companies which is again coming from, extreme of, MP, right? The female is the founder. Now she is working out of our office, in Ahmedabad, right? Whatever she wanted, it's available to her. And as Mayuresh said, language was the barrier. I mean, yesterday also, if you see, you were present in the pitch, one guy came and asked, are we comfortable in Hindi, right? I mean, why would anyone will not be comfortable in Hindi, right? That's the perception. But trust me, the company where I've invested in that, specific sector and the location, it's performing very well for me today, right? Because they really want your mentorship, right? Otherwise, at early stage where we invest, the problem is they take the money, but, coachability goes, that whatever they want to do, they do, right? But these people, really, follow the things, and, actually they perform well, right? So, and second, if we talk about the, common thing, you mentioned, your wife is a co-founder. I'm not aware about the background, but maximum cases where we see the female is a founder, and especially wife, what does she handle? She handles the marketing. That's the namesake. Everyone understands, right? It's not a co-founder or founding thing. But yes, I mean, as Mahavir also said, people understand, investors are also understanding because they put their hard-earned, money, as well as when we are managing the investor money, we are more, responsible for that.
So there are two things. In rural India specific, at least men versus women, men earns versus a woman when she earns. Almost 90% of the money that woman earns goes back to the family. Thus the ROI of a woman earning in rural India is huge. So again, I mean, why not create opportunities or kind of have that urge to create an opportunity for yourself? I just met a there was, of course, there are a lot of expo related people here. So one of them is, of course, solar, Nagpur based company, right? So I met a engineer there, chemical engineer girl. She actually studied from LIT Nagpur itself, and now is looking at the production and facility of one of their, I guess, a really encumbered bottom missile. So just imagine like a kind of from a tier 2, I mean, I'll consider Nagpur as tier 2. She's actually from Yavatmal. She studied here, and now she's literally at the production and R&D facility of one of the pioneers in defense company in India. Again, it's how we vision and envision ourselves, and like how we take ourselves to the next steps, and that's what we have to do, like grow one step at a time and just create that opportunity for you. Of course, there would be a lot of heaps and bounds, and they would require a lot of right nudges at our times, but yeah, we could always do that, and perspective do change when we grow. One example again, so I used to work for a company as an intern. That was my first job at FSC, Future Supply Chain. We had almost 6,000 in and out gig workers, plus workers there, and around 400 odd women there, like coming in and out, working, sorting, and all of those sort. We had 3 women toilets there. Now just imagine like 600 women and like 3 toilets. I mean, like just giving you a perspective, and then things got highlighted, and in a year things changed commendably. Now FSC is not around us, but yeah, overall things do change if they are highlighted. People usually don't think in the aspect of what maybe a second gender would want to get included in this ecosystem, but you can make or create your own ecosystem around. So yeah, just keep an eye and like learn always. So that's what we should do.
So before we move ahead, यहाँ पे बहुत सारे बच्चे आए हुए हैं. I'd like you all to just give me a show of hands कि कितने लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि उनके पास एक बहुत अच्छा आइडिया है, but mentor नहीं मिल रहा जो validate करेगा. How many of you all think कि we have an idea and we cannot find a mentor who can validate it? Please don't be shy. A show of hands. बस एक ही है. 2. So this brings me to my next question. What is the stage do you think is the biggest barrier for tier 2, tier 3 founders and women founders predominantly? Because whichever city I go to, वहां पर जब हम लोग किसी से मिलते हैं, हम कोई टॉक देते हैं, they come to us, बहुत कॉमन प्रॉब्लम है कि सर हमारा आइडिया वैलिडेट नहीं हो पाता, हमको अच्छा मेंटोर नहीं मिलता अर्ली स्टेज पे, हमको मेंटोरशिप के लिए भी प्रूव करना पड़ता है. vis-a-vis someone in a Delhi or a Bombay, मुझे ऐसा लगता है पर्सनली उसके पास ज्यादा एक्सेस है. So please if you could just shed some light on this.
So it's really, true that tier 2, tier 3 has a limited, but again, I'm saying nowadays, social media, things are so, important and it's so available that I don't think, that's the problem for anyone to reach out to anyone. And I always tell all my founders, LinkedIn is the best tool. LinkedIn is the best tool to reach out to anyone, right? Second, there are a lot of incubation center now. It's also coming up in the remote locations, right? What I
आज भी कोई भी यूनिकॉर्न ये शब्द नहीं यूज करूंगा, बट जिसने बहुत अच्छा धंधा खड़ा किया, यूनिकॉर्न ये शब्द नहीं यूज करूंगा, बट जिसने बहुत अच्छा धंधा खड़ा किया है. Easy
always help, right? Wherever we go, we meet the people, we do a lot of marketing for us as well. We also talk about our fund thesis and everything. So I'll tell you just one example. Last season was the first season where I attended this Vidarbha. I think again 15-16 startup pitched, and we picked one startup from there. We invested as well, right, immediately.
Like women empowerment and rural development of the rural women, and they are making chips, and these chips are distributed all along the cities in these kirana shops. But this is sustainable model, self-sustainable model. They don't need any kind of external funding. Once they require some kind of knowledge, there are mentors who are guiding them, letting them know. And this economy of self-help groups are running very perfectly. And we also have launched Nova Social Foundation and Sanjeev sir have launched the Epic Incubation Centers, incubations for self-help group, rural development. Almost 1,000 plus incubation center need to be launched in next 1 year. So this is a real problem which people need to relate, and then they can solve it. That's what my thought.
दो चीजें कहना चाहूंगा. सबसे पहली बात तो ये कि 99% of aspirational founders, for them venture capital is not the best form of funding. Where we add value is maybe handhold you and figure out if your business is what a venture capital can help in getting to a certain scale. Reality ये है कि धंधे आगे चल के मिलने वाले नहीं है, जॉब्स मिलने वाले नहीं है. एआई का हमने सिर्फ ट्रेलर देखा है. गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स कम करते जा रहा है. इट इज एब्सोल्युटली क्रूशियल दैट यू ऑल स्टार्ट ऑफ, और धंधे स्टार्टअप ये शब्द ही हटा दो, यू स्टार्ट डूइंग व्हाट हिस्टोरिकली हैज बीन डन. run independently profitable businesses, create jobs for 5, 10, 15 people, and out of those a certain fraction may be what are venture fundable. That is point number one. Bias है, 100% bias है. दिन में कितने घंटे काम करते हैं हम? 16 घंटा, 17 घंटा. बाद में we have all our families, bills to pay वगैरह वगैरह. So what do we do? अच्छा, IIT गया है, IIM गया है, तो किसी और ने वो क्यूरेशन किया है, तो एक थोड़ा बहुत इंटेलेक्चुअल फायर पावर होगा. गूगल में काम किया है तो ठीक है, वर्क एक्सपीरियंस है तो ठीक है, उसको कर लो. The only real power that the Ivy Leagues, the IITs, the IIMs have is their network. कि आपका क्लासमेट जो एक फंड मैनेजर है वो बोलता है यार ये मेरे साथ बैचमेट था, इससे बात करेगा क्या? जरूर करूंगा, क्योंकि वो फिल्ट्रेशन हुआ है. आप क्या कर सकते हो? Find a way to reach out to us, people that we work with, the incubators here, IIMs and NITIs, VNITs, and find the person who's worked with you and has some equation with us, where the person says ये बंदे को मैंने परखा है, कोई ड्यू डिलिजेंस करा है, बात करेगा क्या? 100% will talk, because this guy has done the heavy lifting for us. So the only easiest surefire way for you to reach out to us amongst हम लोग, why don't you get responses? Because our mailbox are flooded with things that are not even relevant. जैसा मैंने कहा, मैं deep tech करता हूँ. अगर आप एक consumer brand के लिए लिखोगे, why will I or anybody from my fund will respond to you? So do your research. Find out, all of us are available on social media, LinkedIn, X, Fadana. Find out who's connected to us. Find out what are the areas we want to invest in. और ये सिर्फ मेरे लिए नहीं, हर एक के लिए. And then figure out a way to have those conversations. But again, I'll emphasize, venture capital is not for everybody. There is an enormous cost. We will make sure that you grow like crazy. You have to understand one thing, that once we make an investment, we want to make sure कि इस घोड़े में, इस धंधे में ताकत है कि नहीं. And there are only two ways to judge that. By the 5th or 6th year, मेरे भी investors होते हैं, मुझे पैसा return करना पड़ रहा है. So I will try and figure out by the 3rd or 4th year, can he meet those, in your view, unrealistic, in our view, fund returning targets. If you can't, we will kill them in two ways. Either you will not get money to grow more, or we'll just let it continue and die a natural death. So understand there are pros and cons for each asset class. Venture capital comes with a lot of strings attached, but you should explore other avenues also for getting funding.
Okay, so now we'll just wind the panel up. Just one question, any question from the crowd? Anyone wants to ask anything from our investors? Okay. Okay, we were talking about women. Let's give the woman a chance. Okay.
Hello. Hi, I'm Sharvari. I'm the founder of Pirul Handicrafts, and we operate from a remote village of Uttarakhand. So as we were talking about rural enterprises, we have been working in the field since 5 years now, and we have over 100 women who work with us. So my question to you is, as mentioned by you, sir, you said VC sabke liye nahi hota, that's true, but rural enterprises are very capex heavy, and because it is based in a rural location, the growth is also very slow. In such cases, because of the realistic situations that are there in rural locations, right? So in such cases, what is your take on investing in such enterprises?
सबसे पहले तो उत्तराखंड से हो.
नहीं, I am from Nagpur, but my enterprise is located in Uttarakhand.
In Uttarakhand.
Yes.
सेतु से जुड़े हो आप उत्तराखंड में?
सेतु नहीं.
क्यों नहीं? Because अगर वहां उतना, जो किस इलाके में आप हो, वहां के लोकल बॉडीज ही आपके फर्स्ट पोर्ट ऑफ कॉल होने चाहिए. अगर आप उत्तराखंड में हो तो नागपुर में बैठा या केरला में बैठा या महाराष्ट्र में बैठा क्यों देखेगा? तो ये जो होमवर्क जो फाउंडर्स ने करना चाहिए, एब्सोल्युटली करना चाहिए. आप प्लीज जाके तुरंत ये होने के बाद सेतु क्या कर रहा है, सेतु में कौन लोग है और क्या कर रहा है. बिकॉज अगर, और ये हर स्टेट में है, जो हमारे सो कॉल्ड बीमारू स्टेट्स थे वहां में भी काम हो रहा है. वो बीमारू नहीं हो रहा है. करेक्ट, नहीं रहे, एग्जैक्टली. बट अगर आप अपना जो आपका जिम्मेदारी है वो आप नहीं करोगे तो हम जैसे लोग तो बहुत बाद में आते हैं. अगर आपकी इमारत ही नहीं है तो हम कहां करेंगे? यू आर टू अर्ली फॉर मोस्ट ऑफ अस.
Yeah, my question was, according to the VCs, ऐसे businesses में फिर growth देखते हैं कि नहीं? Because the growth is slow for rural locations.
मैंने जैसे कहा, you are not a venture fundable business.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to
The only two
understand.
things that matter to us is scale and the linearity between costs and revenue is broken. Only technology can do that. इसका मतलब ऐसा है कि कोई बाकी और धंधे नहीं है, 100% है, but they are not VC fundable.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for being such a lovely audience. Just a quick round of applause for our investors. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all our esteemed panel dignitaries for sharing their valuable insight, time and experience during today's discussion. As a token of appreciation, we would like to felicitate our panel dignitaries with the mementos. And for that, I would love to call and may I request Mr. Tushar Vadera from Bharat Brands Community to please be on the stage and felicitate our dignitaries on the stage with the help of mementos. May I request Mr. Tushar Vadera to please be on the stage and please firstly welcome Dr. Abhay Yadav from Bhopal Angels with the help of memento on the stage, please. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Once again, I request Mr. Tushar, sir, to please welcome and felicitate with the help of memento to Miss Harshika Paliwal from BYT Capital. Thank you. Once again, may I request Mr. Tushar, sir, to please welcome and felicitate with the help of memento Mr. Jimesh Kapadia from Growth Sense. Thank you, sir. I request Mr. Vadera to please felicitate Mr. Mayuresh Raut from Sea Fund on the stage with the help of memento. Thank you, sir. And the last, once again, may I request to Mr. Tushar Vadera to please welcome and felicitate Mr. Vivek Krishna, our today's monitor from Sukham, on the stage, please. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Have a good time ahead. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, students and the faculty members with the dignitaries. We are moving to the next panel discussion within a minute, so make sure your phone's on the silent mode. Thank you.